So thank you. Okay. Good morning. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right view. Great. Okay, so starting on our backs, knees bent, feet down, resting here and allowing that lower back to release into the mat. And you can have eyes closed, or if they're open, we really want a soft gaze. You know, so just not reaching with the eyes. So there's really nothing right now that you have to figure out or analyze. Right now, we're just going to allow ourselves to tune in to how we are feeling. Let the breath move in you and let the breath be a little bit of an internal barometer. So if you're breathing quickly or you're having a hard time settling, then maybe you were just rushing, doing a million things. And that happens, that's life. Now we're going to allow ourselves to drop into the mat and drop into the practice and be with how you are at this moment. I was having a conversation with my best girlfriend who lives in Hawaii last night, and she was working on this nutritional plan, and then she just couldn't keep it up. So she took a break for 24 hours, ate what she wanted, did what she wanted, and the very next day started fresh. And we talked about how comebacks are more important than setbacks. Setbacks are gonna happen, always, always, always. It doesn't matter whether it's a nutritional plan, it's a work project, or parenting. There are always setbacks. But what's important is how we focus on the comeback, how we return to our good, healthy habits. And I don't mean just physically healthy, I mean emotionally healthy, mentally healthy. We're a whole being. So breathe into that whole being. And then let's go ahead and pick up the right foot and hold the back of the right leg and squeeze that in right on your ribs and add some ankle circles. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your jaw. Turn the ankle the other way too. And then as always, add a little kick with the foot as though you're swimming, kicking under the water. Kick, 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 kick. And now move to a hip circle. So right hand goes on the right knee or thigh, left hand comes to the mat for support, and start moving that around in a nice big circle, opening that knee up. Where's your breath? Are you holding it? I do that all the time. And then go the other direction too. And then we'll clasp the back of the leg and bring the foot to the sky and draw the toes towards you. A little knee bend is fine. We call this dorsiflexion of the ankle. And then using your arm muscles, pull that leg in a little bit. Remember, we're not working at 10 out of 10 here. We're working about a 6 out of 10. And now let's bring the right leg open to the right side. I'm going to hold the outside of my thigh for support outside of my knee when I'm opening, because I don't want that to drop down and pull the groin. And I'm just working with where I'm at. First major activity this morning. And now we're going to go the other direction with this leg. Bring this ankle to the knee. Let it sit there. And then push this right leg away. And breathe. Release your hands again and rock gently, not really big. Nice small sway, side to side here. And then here's the tricky one, but once you get into it, it feels natural. Take this foot off the ankle, or up this ankle off the knee, bring it behind the left leg, opening your knee out to the side, and plant your left leg on that foot. So we're in a supine tree pose. When you think about it, this is just like doing tree, but we're doing it on the spine. Now let's add the arms overhead, lengthening your body nice and long. Make lots of room in this whole abdominal area for your breath. Woo! Let your breath get in there and move those internal organs around, massage them. Feels fantastic. Now let's take this to a bit of a toppling tree. So what do I mean by that? We're going to bring the arms up overhead to the right. Move your head a little bit to the right. So you're really opening all the way down the left side of the body. Relax your head. Let your ear rest on your right shoulder. And then let's release those hands. Bring your arms down and then center yourself back on your mat. Flip that foot out, bring it down. Go ahead and add the left foot right back where we began. Let's warm up the core a little bit more. So lift both feet, feet flexed, and then push your hands onto your thighs, and you're going to try to hold your legs steady. Don't hold your breath here. Keep breathing. Keep pushing, and you're going to feel those lower abdominals engage. Keep pushing. Push the hands into the thighs into the hands, and release. Excellent. Go ahead and grab the back of the left leg, interlacing, squeeze. And we want this knee and this thigh on these ribs. So we're squeezing that in, breathing, and add your ankle circles. Where is the breath? Let's make sure it's still moving. Now I know we're squishing on one side. That's okay. Let your breath get in the other side. Did you change directions with the ankles? Good. And now kicking. Nice little flutter kick under the water. Loosening up your ankle. Bringing that foot to life. Very nice. Foot goes to the sky. Holding the back. Micro bend. Dorsiflexion. So pulling your toes towards your face. And with the muscles of your arms, pull that leg in. Now you're in the privacy of your own home. So if some little toots squeak out, that's natural. And guess what? Nobody knows. Isn't that nice? Relax. Now we're bringing the left leg open to the left side. And I'm going to keep my left hand here to support that groin as I relax it. Relax and let it open. Just a spectacular hip warm up. Oh, hey, did we do the knee circles? I don't think we did. Okay, so bend your left knee and start moving that hip in those big circles like we did on the right side. A few times one way, pause, and a few times the other way. You might hear some pops and cracks in your hip. That's okay. And now we'll bring this ankle across and rest it on the right knee, both hands, pushing that away. Doesn't it feel nice to breathe? Oh, it feels so good. Okay, moving into our supine tree pose. Foot comes off of the knee, slips behind the right leg, lay the right leg down. It acts as a weight. And allow that hip to open. It's externally rotated. Now, it's natural to start to roll onto that buttock. What I want to suggest to you is that you try to even up. So I'm going to put my foot down, kind of adjust so I can feel my tailbone or my sacrum really resting on the mat. So rather than being a little bit out of alignment, I mean, it's not going to kill us, but let's try to be in proper alignment where we've got both butt cheeks evenly occupying the mat, and then the sacrum, that tailbone area, right down the middle. Add the arms up overhead. And if you want, you can push through the heel on the right foot. Draw yourself up into that gorgeous tree pose. Be curious, where can I get the breath in? Can you feel the breath in your back? And now taking it to a toppling tree, the arms go overhead toward the left. Left ear rests on the left shoulder and open up the right side. Glorious. We can do this standing, and you can also do this leaning against a wall standing up. I love it on the spine because we don't have to worry about falling, and we can focus on moving the breath in. We get a little bit bigger opening on the floor because we feel safe. Coming out, bring the arms down. Now center yourself on the mat. Slide the left foot out. And we're going to move to a reclined cobbler pose. So opening both knees, feet come together, pushing the feet, the bottom of the feet into each other, and knees open. Now we're going to put our hands down beside us on the mat, and we're going to lift up here into a bridge pose. So push your feet together, lift the hips, the buttocks up, and lower. Let's repeat. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's go 3 more if your back feels good. If it doesn't, take a break. Just rest with the knees open. Last one. Super. Feet come down and arms go up in the air, adding wrist circles. Other way. And then opening the arms wide. Lower the knees to the right, look left. Inhale, knees back up, face back up. Exhale, Knees left, face right. Inhale, both are up. Exhale, rotate the other way. Inhale, up. Exhale, rotate the other way. One more each side. Inhale, up. Rotate. Rotate. Beautiful. Keep rolling over onto your side and push yourself up. Beautiful. Very nice. Now we're going to come to our seated posture. Okay, dokie, so grabbing whatever it is you need to sit on. I'm going to sit on 2 yoga bricks because that works for my body. All right, sitting cross-legged, sitting to the side the way I am now, sitting in hero pose, whatever works. I'm going to try cross-legged today because my hips feel great after that warm-up, but I think you all know that's generally not a comfortable way. Not like my friend Jody Webb, who is just like so flexible this way. She could sit like this for hours. All right, we're all built differently and we're all good the way we are. So interlace your fingers, pull that away in front of you. Relax your shoulders. Now we're going to go to our helicopter. So grasping your hands, opening your elbows, one up, one down, and then rotating that and breathing. So we want some tension in the hands. We're pulling the hands away from each other as we move through this helicopter propeller. Really nice, and release. Shake the hands, please. Sometimes we get a little rough on our hands. Chin down. Roll the chin to the right shoulder. Chin down. And inhale the chin to the left shoulder. Exhale down. Over. Exhale down. Over. One more. Chin all the way down and over to the other side. And finish with the chin on the chest. Gently lift your face, moving to a rotation of both the neck and the torso. So left hand can come across to your right thigh, hip, wherever you grab. And we're going to take the right arm and wrap it around us. Sit tall and drop your shoulders. Reach up, 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 up to the top of your head. Turning your torso. Now smile. Smile because you're doing something for yourself. But we always want to acknowledge what the body can do. I don't know about you, sometimes I look at myself and I see limitations. When I'm on the yoga mat, I always see potential. Unwind to the front and your left hand comes down to the mat and sweep your right arm up and over. Now we're going to go side to side. Inhale up, right hand down, sweep up left. That's a breath in. Exhale down, other arm up, take a breath in. Exhale the hand down, sweep the other arm up, take a breath in. Bring that hand down, sweep up. That's a breath in. Here we go, last one. Right hand down, sweep up left. And coming upright, we want to add our neck and torso rotation to the other side. Right hand, left thigh, hip, wherever you can reach. Left arm behind the spine. Now sit tall. Ooh, 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 ooh. This side is yoga in the morning at home when we all could just sit and watch endless hours of Netflix. Beautiful. Okay, coming to the front. This is one of my favorite moves of all time. We always do it. Interlace your fingers, please. Create a platform for your chin. Now inhale, and when you open the elbows, look up and open your mouth. Ah. Bring that all the way back down. Okay, 2 more times. Enjoy that open mouth. Open up. Ah. Bring that down. I'm never quite sure if you can see the fillings in my teeth when I do that. If you can, I don't want to know. Ah. Go ahead and bring that down. Let's get off of the seat. All right. So we're going to sit with either just your blanket under you with a small fold or nothing at all. We're moving into a pose called, actually I'm going to go this way, Jana Shirsasana, which means head to knee. And I think it's misnamed because we really want to do chest to knee. Okay, so right leg is extended, left foot goes to the inside of the right thigh and sit tall. So this is where the pose is named incorrectly, head to knee. I don't want that because then you're going to be crunched. Instead, I want you to think chest to knee. So walk your hands out and start to bring yourself forward. Bring your gaze to your toes or your ankle. Now, what I love to do to encourage myself in this pose, try this. Bring your fingertips behind you and press a little bit in the mat as you pull your chest forward. Now, after all of those instructions, hang out here and breathe, okay? Bring yourself up, moving into a modified turtle before we go to the other side. So feet are down, ankles are together. And then we open the knees and slide a hand under each ankle and put it on top of the foot. Good. Now you get to round your spine and lower your head. We're pushing out through the back. Breathing here. Maybe you can pull yourself a little lower. And then the traditional turtle is practiced with these knees up over the shoulders, the legs extended, and the chin on the floor. So if you would like to move into that, be my guest. All right, let's come out. Extending your left leg. I'm going to switch to the other end of the mat. So you can see what's going on. Left leg's extended, right foot, bottom of left leg, and then don't let that ankle drop open. Try to keep the toes pointing up, the kneecap pointing up. And then here we go, bringing the chest toward the knee. This hip is not quite as open as the other side. That's why my knee is up so high here. I could always brace it with a pillow or a brick if you're like me. All right, now, how do we feel about bringing the fingertips behind and moving down and breathing? Good, wow, nicely done. Gently bringing yourself up here, and we're going to come into a pose called Anahatasana. So Anahata means the heart and the lungs. So in this pose, what we're trying to do is bring the heart and the lungs to the mat. So it's like a child pose. Maybe bring your prop under you, and you're going to try putting your chest on that. I got to tell you, I'm not very capable in this pose. So it's like a child's pose. Hips are high, bum is high, and we're working on bringing the chest down. And I'm going to turn my forehead under in a second too. Once I do that, You won't be able to hear me, so. Getting nice and low, trying to bring the chest down. I'm gonna bring another prop under there. Oh, okay, now I'm happy. Gently pulling your hands back in, and let's move out of Anahatasana. I don't teach that one very often because it's really hard for me. But hey, this practice isn't for me, it's for you. So thread the needle, continuing with our opening. So tabletop here, right hand stays down. We're gonna take that left arm and zoom it through, bringing the left temple, ear, cheek, jaw down to the floor. Now if that's too big of a gap for you, bring something under. Okay, so please move into thread the needle, right hand forward, left arm through. How would it feel to bring the right arm up in the air and wrap it around your spine? Unwind that arm, bring it back down, push, and move back into a child's pose now. I'm hoping that as you move into the child's pose, you're noticing how good your hips feel, how much more ease-filled that child pose is after all of our warm-ups this morning. And pressing into the hands, round your spine as you come back up to a tabletop. And we're going to take it to thread the needle on the opposite side, reaching through right arm, right temple, right cheek, right ear down, and pull open the back of your body. Breathe here. So folks, some good friends of mine recommended that I move the camera way back so you have a full view of the mats and the space at all times. And so I would love your feedback after class. Send me a little message and tell me if you preferred it or if it was harder for you to see. My goal is always to make things easier for you. Okay, which hand is that? That's the left one. Wrap it around your spine if you're so inclined. Breathe. Ooh, such a good pose. Such a good pose. All right, unwinding. Coming up to your tabletop. We're coming on to, oh, I know what I want to do. Take your blanket across the mat for our Sphinx pose. So that's the front of the hips, laying on your blanket or your throw pillow and coming onto your forearms, resting there. Remember in this pose, we leave the ankles open. We don't have the legs together. That's too crunchy for the lower back. And instead, on the elbows, and pull your chest forward, just lengthening those gorgeous abdominal muscles and opening up your hip flexors. Look forward, maybe a little bit down, and breathe as you pull your chest forward. Now we're going to lower down and bring the hands to the side of the ribs and push up into your cobra. Keep pulling your chest forward or bend your elbows if that's too high. Just building some arm strength here and chest strength, you're welcome. I'm shaking too and lower down. Very nice. Now back onto the elbows for a rotation in our cobra or sphinx. So bring the right arm across the front of the mat and the left hand to the ribs and turn and look over that left shoulder. So we're up and we're turning. Relax your head and neck. Unwind back to the front. Switch it out. Left arm right across the front of your mat. Right hand at the ribs. Opening up and turning. Lifting up and looking. Unwinding to the front. Lowering down. And this is crocodile pose, where we stack the hands, lay the cheek on the hands, and rest and breathe. Lifting the face and looking down. Now I want you to bend the knees and bring the feet to the sky behind you and crisscross those ankles. I actually prefer this without the blanket under. So I'm just gonna roll off my blanket. So if you're like me and you're like, I don't like it, take it out. Doesn't work with my back, wasn't feeling good. So we're back down, bend the knees, crisscrossing the ankles. Super. All right, pushing ourselves up. Child's pose one more time. You can have the arms stretched in front. You can bring your arms behind you. Rest your hairline on the mat. And then slowly rounding your spine now and coming up into our tabletop. We're going to begin again in our dolphin pose. So dolphin is clasping your hands on your elbows, and then we lift the hips like we do in a downward facing dog. Look back towards your feet and walk on the spot. Okay, look forward to your hands, and can you push into each hand and come up to a downward facing dog? It doesn't have to be pretty. There we go. All right, now we're in a down dog, walking on the spot. We're going to add a down dog rotation. So step your left foot in a bit and bring that right hand to your left ankle. Unwind, and let's return to a downward facing dog. I actually did a terrible job of describing that. Sorry, everybody. Let's lower to the knees, rise up and take a breath. Bringing the hands down. Inhale, sweep up again. Take a breath. We're going to return to our downward dog, and I'm going to teach the downward dog rotation much better this time. Okay, I needed a little reset. Hands down, turn the toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. So what we want to do is shorten our stance. So if my normal downward dog has me this long, I step my feet in a bit. Now I want to plant my right heel, my whole right foot on the mat. So I've stepped it in enough that that's comfortable. Bend the left knee and bring the right hand to the left ankle or shin and push back into that right heel. Unwind. We're going to go to the other side, and I'm just going to switch it around. So here's my regular down dog. Step it in, land the left heel, bend the right knee, put my weight into the right hand, bring my left hand underneath and grab my right ankle, or shin, or knee, or thigh. And unwinding, walk your feet in, hang out in your forward fold. Relax your neck, well done. You know, even in a class in person, I always lose a couple people in the downward dog rotation. It's a hard pose to teach because you're upside down. And it's hard to learn when you're upside down. Walking on the spot. And roll yourself up from ragdoll, one vertebra at a time, using your legs. Inhale the arms overhead, and then turning on your mat, feet open to 10 and 2. And we're going to bring the arms up, and exhale, bring them down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bring them down, getting nice and deep. Good, let's go a couple more times. Use your feet, that's the secret. When we use our feet, the whole leg, butt, everything is activated. When the feet are kind of like inactive on the mat, we don't get that same power. All right, last one, we're moving to a warrior 2. So I'm going to do right foot, now turned, nice bend, and left foot is more or less behind. And then we add the arms. One arm in front, one arm behind, shoulder height. Beautiful. Now we're going to exhale, straighten that front leg, and inhale, bend and get deep. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and get deep. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and get deep. Now we're going to put the hands right on the hip bones and transition to a warrior 1. So the big change is the back leg. Instead of being sideways, step it, and now the hips are facing forward. A nice bend in my front knee, my back leg is straight, but this is what my hips are like. So they're facing forward more or less. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, this old body. I'm doing the best I can. All right, sweep your arms up overhead. Take a breath in. And now bring your hands behind you. Pull the hands down and lift your chest. We're going to fold here. This right shoulder coming to the right knee. Arms off the back. Looking to the back foot. Bring your hands down to the mat. And let's lower the left knee. Rising up. So if you want to push your hands on that front thigh to bring yourself up, good. Here's our little pelvic floor check-in. Asymmetrical, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And interlacing your fingers, holding yourself steady. And yeah, there's wobbling going on in my foot and my back knee too. That's okay. Hands come down and we're moving into a forward folding triangle. So that means we're going to do our best to lengthen this front leg. A little bend is still okay. Hands come down and your ribs are coming onto that leg as you pull the right butt cheek back. Go ahead and put a nice big bend in your right knee, transitioning now into the splits. This is essentially what we're doing. We're doing the splits. Why is this important? I don't know, but we're pretty capable today, aren't we? Okay, we're going to come to standing. So turn your back toes under. Bring that foot up generously, and we're going to go into forward folding triangle from a standing position. Exact same pose we just did. Notice how I have a short stance. I could be here, but then it's going to be uncomfortable. Hands on the hips, hips facing forward. Fold over this front leg and keep pulling the right hip back. Lengthen the arms, breathe. And just like we did in head to knee pose, we might want to reverse the wrists and touch our fingertips down. Mamma mia, that's a big old stretch. All right, bend the front knee, step your feet side to side, and roll on up to standing, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to do that warrior 2 combo on the other side. So this time leading with the left foot, right foot is more or less in line with that front foot. This leg is straight and strong. This knee is open, and we add one arm in front, one arm behind, shoulder height. This is a powerful pose. Use your feet for lots of strength. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go. Inhale, arms down, straighten the front leg. Actually, and bend. I'm trying to think about the breathing. Let's exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. That's better. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Using your feet. I want those feet to be active on the mat, like suction cups. Maybe do one without your feet engaged, and then do another one with the feet engaged, and notice the difference. Wowee. Beautiful. Back to our warrior 2. We're going to transition to warrior 1. So the back leg comes around. Hands are on the hips. Now my hips are squared. Bend that front knee. Inhale the arms up. Another powerful pose. So we are being held up in the universe by all the energy from the top of our fingers all the way down to our feet. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace. Open up. Folding. Bringing that left shoulder down to the inside of the left knee. Arms off the back. Look to that back foot. Woo! Use your feet. Relax your neck. I can really feel this in my butt today. I don't know why. And release the hands to the mat. Back knee lowers. Coming up. Hand on the knee. Push up. So we've got a 90 and a 90. Pelvic floor check-in. Relax those shoulders down. Bring the arms in front. Breathe and hold. And we're just working on like stability of these muscles under here. It's really an amazing, intricate basket weave of muscle that is the pelvic floor. And so when we are asymmetrical in our stance like this and trying to stay still, we're really asking those muscles to do a lot of work for us. It's okay, they're capable. So moving to a forward folding triangle here, you can bring your hands to your hips, start to lengthen that front leg, and then we want to fold, bringing the ribs onto the thigh. A micro bend in the knee is fine. Wow, I am talking so much today. Holy moly, you poor things. Folding here and possibly reversing the wrist, walking the fingers, pull back. Pull back with that left butt cheek. Okay, moving forward into our splits, getting nice and deep in the groin, and it's a nice idea to check the alignment of the ankle, the knee, the hip. Sometimes that back foot goes a little squirrely on us when we don't watch it, so that's nice. Okay, remember we're coming to standing here, so hands come down, turn the back toes under, lift the knee. And now I want you to step in generously for a forward folding triangle. I'm going to face this time and see if that helps. You can see that the hips are lined up with one another, and then I'm lengthening through my spine, lowering down and really pulling this right butt cheek back, maybe a little bend in the knee. And relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. And then bending generously in the front knee, step the feet side by side, and we're going all the way down to the mat for a bridge pose. So stepping your feet in nice and close to the buttocks. And lifting up the hips. So we did the bridge earlier with the knees open, so that was the hips in an external rotation. And right now, we have those knees in line with your hip bones, straight ahead. Maybe you'd like the fingertips to the sky. Maybe you want your elbows down for support. Some people like to interlace behind. Just choose what works for you in this bridge. Watch your belly go up and down. Watch your ribs expand here. It's a miracle. The body is so amazing. And lowering down. Moving into happy baby. This is for you, Bobby. Opening up the knees nice and wide. Grabbing the ankles, grabbing the bottom of the feet, hooking the arms in the back of the legs. It doesn't matter. We have the knees open, the feet to the sky, and we have two motions going on here at the same time. The knees are coming down toward the armpits, and the feet are pushing up to the sky, and that beautiful tension is just opening up buttocks, groin, hamstrings, and also the back of your shoulders. Breathing there. Woo. How does it feel if you rock side to side a little? Does that suit you? Is it too much of a tug in the groin? Maybe that's something you'd like to come back to another day. It's all you. And gently releasing the feet. Roll to the side. So we're going to attempt a shoulder stand today because we have done so much warm up. And if a shoulder stand is not going to work for you, then you just do legs up. So how do we do a shoulder stand? Do you remember when you were a kid and you used to rock and throw your legs up in the air? That's a shoulder stand. So you can try that. When you come out, do it with your legs bent and roll down. If that's not for you today, that's okay. You're going to do another version of it with a folded blanket or your yoga brick or your cushion under your lower back and bring your legs up. Okay, so let's find our pose, and I want you to message me later and tell me what you did because you're all so tiny. I can't see you very well. And let's play. Opening, draining the legs. And coming down softly. Bend the knees. Slowly bring yourself down. Woo. All right, last pose before Shavasana. So I want you to take your blanket and I want you to run it lengthwise on your mat. Your head is going to be here. Your bum is going to be here. And you're going to lay down on this, opening the chest and the throat a bit. So it doesn't, your seat doesn't have to be right jammed up against the edge. You can give a little lay down and then lengthen your legs if your lower back feels good. Don't forget to wiggle the hips, the buttocks side to side so you're settled. And then the arms can come out. And let's stay here for 6 breaths. When it's time to come out, you bend the knees and put the feet down and roll to the side. And you're just coming up enough so that you can set yourself up for Shavasana, the most important pose of the practice. So you could do your Shavasana, remain here, just cover yourself with your blanket. But if you don't want to do that, something under the head, something under the legs, and a blanket to cover you is what I really encourage. Great practice today, everybody. You should be proud of yourselves. We did a ton of hip and shoulder openers and some challenging heating poses as well. So as you settle into your relaxation here, I just want to mention that in today's practice, there were so many goals that I had in mind for us. Opening the shoulders, opening the hips, really opening up the throat and heart chakras or energy centers. And in these places, sometimes energy gets trapped and there's holding in the throat, which is obviously where our voice comes from and where the breath travels through. Sometimes, you know, words get trapped in there. Or for example, if you were singing one day and somebody said, you're not really a very good singer, then there's like a locking up that happens. Or if you're in company where you feel too intimidated to speak your mind, that can also be a place where we have a little bit of tension in that throat chakra. And let's be honest, it happens to all of us. And then as far as the heart and lungs chakra, well, in our movements today, by opening in the various directions, really massaging those lungs and trying to create a little elasticity in the lung tissue, which will allow us to take bigger breaths. And when we take bigger breaths, oh my goodness, there's such a nourishment that happens in our bodies. So not too bad for an hour's worth of time. Allow yourselves to settle in Shavasana. I know it can feel sometimes like you want to skip this part because you have something else to do and somewhere else to be. But this is where everything comes together. We really have things gel. So eyes can be open and soft gaze, or eyes can be closed. And with each breath that you take, I want you to burrow into your mat a little more deeply. Allowing yourself to spread out and down. This text that I'm reading from is actually in translation of the ancient yoga sutra, or threads of philosophy. Strong or soft, wild or serene, wherever breath flows, there is song. Hear its whisper touching behind the face, singing in the throat, dancing spirals in the sanctuary of your heart. In this practice of listening, a moment may come when you just want to lie down. This is a doorway. Surrender. Fall into the wide open embrace of life. You are the instrument breath is playing. All the meditations you have ever loved are vibrating in this luxurious hum, continuing even in sleep and dreams. This is your school, you and infinity. This texture of yourself is untamed freedom. Ah, I hope you will find a little bit of time later today to return to this very place, this very pose, this very feeling. Sorry, I have to cut it a little short. But bring just a little bit of movement somewhere in your body, your fingers or your toes. And then when you're ready, gently roll to your side. You did well, right? Carving out this time for yourself. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to seated to seal the practice. Bringing your hands together, resting on your heart, a nice little bow. Thank you all. Namaste. Great. I'm going to come forward and unmute